Maybe we can find a prediction of Pat Robertson if we search the scriptures carefully. Another thing that goes by the by are these things called angels. In Greek, the word is angelion, or angelos rather, and it means a messenger, which is an interesting word when you think about it. Why call these things messengers? Well, in the three-story universe, we had to have communication, upstairs, downstairs, and in the ladies' chamber or whatever. Only once in the ladies' chamber. You all know the visit of the angel to Mary. But we don't have any need for angels now that we know they can't climb down Jacob's ladder to get from heaven to earth. It's, again, in some other dimension. So this whole thing of heaven, hell, and of course with it the idea of eternal punishment, eternal reward, are certainly very enigmatic ideas. They don't seem to make much sense anymore. Whereas they did make a lot of sense in the world view with which the Bible was composed. It was a pre-scientific worldview. Biology. And furthermore, we don't have the eyewitness accounts of the people to whom these appearances supposedly occurred. We have hearsay, and we have no real understanding of the circumstances, if any, if these actually existed. What were the psychological conditions? We know that people hallucinate in a variety of ways. We know that people can have visions on a variety of circumstances. I myself once hypnotized an atheist friend to have him have a very vivid visit from Jesus Christ. It scared the bejesus out of him. It was so vivid. But certainly no one would suppose that it was real, that somebody could have taken a photograph of Jesus there. And we just don't have enough evidence, despite the very large book that my opponent has written on this subject. We just do not have enough reliable evidence to form a psychiatric opinion as to just what these people did see. We don't even know who the people were. A lot of this centers around the disciples, who I think are just as legendary as Jesus. And I should say that there is no convincing evidence that Jesus was an historical figure, and the disciples are even more shadowy. They seem to be perhaps symbolic for the 12 tribes of Israel. And they, of course, in turn were symbolic of the 12 signs of the zodiac. There was quite a bit of astrology at the beginning of Christianity. It was a New Age cult. It ushered in the age of Pisces and the end of the age of Aries, the lamb. And so the first symbol was the fish. Now, with regard to the origin of the Christian faith, the idea that it spread so suddenly, this is a legitimate question for scientific investigation. Again, we have a lot of ideas, but as with so many things from the ancient world, a conclusive understanding is not yet available. But it certainly does not require a miracle to suppose that there was something magical behind Christianity in order for it to spread. Certainly, once it became the official religion of the Roman Empire, we need ask no further questions as to why it succeeded. But we see a similar thing in the spread of Islam. Islam spread extremely rapidly after the Prophet Muhammad wrote to the Quran. So I don't see any reason that we must believe in miracles or something supernatural to account for the success of Christianity. In the marketplace of human needs and human values, it obviously had something useful to sell, and so it spread.